Kevin, I want you to do that. I want you to do the honors, please.
All right. So joining us now is a man who races professionally. When I say professionally, I'm talking NASCAR. Okay. He drives the number 38 car for Front Row Motorsports. This past weekend was the Martinsville Speedway, where he placed 26 and was named the Sunoco Racing Rookie of the Race. Okay. So buy stock now is when I say that. Okay. And let's not forget, he's also the leader of Sauce Mafia. Everybody, please welcome Anthony Alfredo.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Thanks for having me, guys. Hey, listen, hold on. I gotta ask: did everyone make their own pasta nicknames in the background? Because that's amazing.
Yeah, that was from our audio expert over here, Taylor. She made us pasta. Yes,
That's epic.
Awesome, bet. Yo, so
Here, wait, hang on. I gotta put mine up.
Oh, he's got some. Oh, nice.
Hang on.
Oh, my God.
Show's not complete. I need to.
All right. Oh,
there we go.
Yeah,
Nice.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Here we go.
So how you doing, man? How you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, I mean, I was with the delay and everything with yesterday with the race. I was hoping like we would be able to still do this. So I'm glad you're here. So
Yeah, definitely. It was a long weekend for sure.
Yeah.
Drove up to Martinsville and kind of awaited a late start for the rain and only got 42 laps in on Saturday night before it came back. So headed back up there yesterday and completed the remaining 468 laps or whatever it was to run all 500 laps there at Martinsville Speedway in our iRacing Ford Mustang. Finished 26th, as you mentioned earlier. Got Rookie of the Race, which is great, but definitely had an opportunity to score our first top 20 of the year. Unfortunately, we got involved in that massive pile up off turn 2. There was nowhere to go. I think 15 cars were in that wreck. We were actually still going to have a decent day after that, but then we had 2 battery failures and had to come down pit road one of the times with 10 to go. So that hurt our day, but that's part of it. Just learning every race, taking advantage of the opportunity that God blessed me with, and very thankful for everyone who supports me.
Awesome, man. So I'm going to get right into the questions, man. So when did you realize you wanted to do this professionally?
Well, I became a fan before I was a driver. I grew up watching races on TV. My parents were going to the racetrack long before I was even born. My dad did the Richard Petty driving experience one time at Atlanta, and now I'm racing there in the Cup Series. So it's pretty surreal to just come from watching these races on TV and have the opportunity to do it now in real life as a driver at the highest level. So that's pretty neat. Feel very fortunate, and to how I actually got into the driver's seat was just because I was a fan and I had raced rental go-karts, which I think a lot of the larger towns and cities nowadays have some of these indoor karting tracks. And one near me in New York had that because I grew up in Connecticut. So did that for a while, excelled at it, but I didn't know if it really meant anything. Took some years off to play some stick and ball sports like lacrosse mainly all year round and a couple others, but ended up wanting to do it, realized I really missed it, and that's when I got into a legend car at 15 years old. So just turned 22 last week, so that was only 7 years ago or so. And, here I am in the Cup Series. It's pretty crazy. I feel like it's gone by super fast, but definitely just tried to get my feet wet in that legend car from a guy who was actually selling a car, allowed my dad and I were going to buy it and work on it ourselves. And then he let us rent it just to try it out. He said, hey, before you buy it, just come drive it, see if it's for you. And sure enough, I made one lap and found my passion.
Wow. That's awesome. Awesome. So speaking of that, so if NASCAR didn't work out, like what would Anthony Alfredo be doing right now?
That's a great question. I actually started college. I'm 3/4 of the way through my engineering degree at UNC Charlotte. So if I wasn't racing, I went the engineering route just because I figured it's applicable to racing if it did work out. And if it didn't, I could kind of pursue, a career in the commercial building industry or something with construction, because that's what I grew up doing with my dad. I worked for him every summer since I was probably 12 years old. And long before that, just went to work with him and was operating heavy equipment by myself at like 7 years old. So that's where it all started for me before I was driving race cars. And that's probably what I'd be doing. But I think now where I'm at in my career, there's always going to be an opportunity somewhere in the industry, even if it's not in the driver's seat, but that it wouldn't be my passion. Obviously, my passion's behind the wheel.
Yeah. Awesome. So also, I mean, watching it when you were growing up, do you have that one racer like a racing idol or like your favorite driver growing up?
Yeah, I would say when I was younger, definitely Dale Earnhardt Jr. And I actually had the privilege to drive for his team, Junior Motorsports, when I was 16 going on 17. I raced late models for him and was teammates with Josh Berry, who actually just won the Xfinity race at Martinsville last weekend. So that was pretty cool, and learned a lot from him and their organization. Definitely, he was probably my favorite. And then I would say there's other guys along the way I've always looked up to, and even today, like Jeff Gordon, Carl Edwards, Jimmy Johnson, people like that who have very successful careers, but are still very humble and kind of true to their roots. I've always respected that.
Oh, cool. So I got a follow-up question from my other co-host, Zach.
So you mentioned driving for Junior Motorsports. What kind of influence has Dale been on you, considering the legacy he's come from?
Honestly, in a couple different ways, I would say the first being the fact that he's always done so much for his fans and has always been very engaged with them on and off the track, which is cool. Obviously, the fans are what make our sport happen, right? We wouldn't be going to the racetrack without them, and they put us on the racetrack as a industry as a whole, let alone us drivers. Obviously, needed their support to go places. So I always respected that from Dale Earnhardt Jr. and now his role in the sport as an owner and as a broadcaster. I think all that's really cool as well to still be involved so heavily. Now that he's no longer in the driver's seat is pretty neat. So there's a lot of different aspects I look up to him in.
Absolutely.
Wow. So now, and we go over to idols now. When did you realize like this is it? Like I am a NASCAR Sprint Cup Series racer. Like
it's hard. I mean, I don't even could say that now, to be honest. It's just I feel very fortunate to be in the position I am, and I'm nowhere near where I want to be in my career yet. Obviously, I'm just a rookie in the Cup Series. I hope this is the first of many years. Just trying to take it race by race and work hard to take advantage of the opportunity. Like I said, it's not many people get to do this, and I know that, so that's why I want to make the most of it. That's kind of what drives me every single race. I'm very thankful for everyone who's helped get me to this point, and I think this is just the beginning. So it's surreal to say that I'm one of 40 guys competing in the NASCAR Cup Series, the highest level, especially with the limited experience I've had in the past. But it's just it still hasn't hit me fully, to be quite honest with you. Like I said, I'm just trying to take it day by day and make everyone proud.
Hey, that's awesome. So it really is. Now I want to get into like more of like the rate, like the NASCAR question. So like what is like a typical race like weekend look like? Like walk us through like what it's like, step by step basically.
Well, right now it's totally different than normal just because of COVID restrictions. So usually there's at least a day or two of practice or a 1 day with multiple practice sessions and then a qualifying day and then race day. And of course there's some other series racing that weekend, but lately with the restrictions we've had, we don't even have practice or qualifying. So there's no practice, and you can imagine as a rookie in the Cup Series, that's a pretty tall order going to even tracks I've been to, let alone new tracks like Martinsville or this coming weekend Richmond. That makes it really tough. And then to not have qualifying either, there's an algorithm based on a couple different factors that determines your starting position for the next week. So both those things make it really tough. Obviously, you can't improve that starting position. You can't practice and try to work on your setup, because you can only make such minor adjustments during a pit stop because you're changing 4 tires and putting fuel in it in 12 seconds. So basically we show up and race is pretty much it right now. Usually flying the morning of, maybe if it's further away, flying the evening before. But Martinsville's close enough, just drove up that day, strapped into the car, raced 500 laps and came home. So it's pretty strange, but hopefully later in the year or next year, we'll get back to those longer weekends where it's kind of drawn out a little bit more. So fans are all around. You can go see them, sign autographs, take pictures, and of course, get more track time and then put on a show for everyone.
Wow. Now, I do have another follow-up question from Kevin. Kevin, you have a follow-up?
Just to backtrack a little bit, I know you said obviously being early in your NASCAR career, was there like a pivotal moment before that where you're kind of was sitting there like, you know what, like maybe I can make a career out of this, if I keep pushing, if I keep working hard? Was there like a moment that you can recall?
I think, to be honest with you, I've always just had a lot of people believe in me, and I think that's what's motivated me. Sometimes I don't want to say I doubt myself, but it makes you more sure of things when you have people who are respected within the industry, telling you that you've earned a spot or you deserve it. Stuff like that just makes me want to work that much harder. Just because I would never like I don't want to like come across as big headed or cocky. Like even like in personally inside, like not even some guys who maybe, yeah, I know I just belong to be here, but they wouldn't say that publicly. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but I've always just kind of kept my head down and kept working hard, and just hoped something would come across like this opportunity in the Cup Series, because my first start at the national level in the Truck Series, I only ran 12 races. And then I moved up to the Xfinity Series last year and only ran 19 races. And now I'm in the Cup Series, which is crazy, running full time. So usually you don't get here without running full time in one of those, other series, right? So that's been really hard for me, but it was just such a great opportunity with Front Row Motorsports and all of our partners who believed in me, and people like Richard Childress last year putting me in the seat of his Xfinity car in a year with no practice or anything like that. And I think made the most of that opportunity with the cards we were dealt. Had some really great runs, almost won a couple of races, and now I have this opportunity. And same thing, I think I'm just trying to keep my head down and keep working for it. I don't feel like I definitely haven't proven everything that I have wanted to or want to yet. So I think I just got to keep working for it and hopefully turn some heads and show everyone that I belong, right? I think just do it that way rather than kind of come into the series thinking you belong. I feel like you go into it and then prove yourself, if that makes any sense.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, Al, do you have a question over there?
Yeah. So far in your short career, what was your favorite track that you've raced at to this point?
That's a hard one to answer. If I had to pick just one track, it'd probably be Homestead Miami Speedway, just because it's a bigger track, so speeds are higher, but it's a really worn out surface, so it wears tires a lot, and that you can it provides really great multi-groove racing, so you can move around a bit and find speed at different areas of the racetrack, and that's always fun for a driver rather than kind of being glued to a certain lane on the track and maybe it being harder to pass,
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Cool, man. Honestly, having you here is just absolutely awesome. Because I mean, my buddy Kevin over here, he was like, he wanted to pick a racer for the Daytona 500, and he picked your name, and he was like, this is my guy. Like it was like, this is my guy. I'm gonna stick with them for the rest of the season.
And
So
I have.
appreciate
I
that.
defended you from day one. And
As you can see in our intro.
yeah.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. So we're gonna probably just finish this off with some fun rapid questions, because because people want to know about you. So Zach, I know you got some quick little rapid questions.
I do. A little quick lightning round here. What is Anthony Alfredo's favorite food?
Pasta.
Of course. Why would it not be? Love question, right?
Question.
Nickname's Fast Pasta. Got to live by it.
Where's your favorite city to travel to?
I don't know. I haven't traveled that much outside of racing, so I don't know. I mean, I like going to Texas when we race out there, but I've never really been in any major cities out there, but I like going there. I live near Charlotte, so that's probably the one I've been at the most in my life.
Okay. Your favorite childhood memory growing up?
That's actually hard to pick just one. Man, laying a mommy. All right, easy. First Daytona 500 that I attended as a fan. 2012 Daytona or 2010 Daytona 500.
Perfect.
Oh, nice.
Love that one.
That's
Yep.
good.
Your favorite TV show?
The Office.
The Office.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. Great
Classic.
choice. Your favorite music groups?
All right, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, and you got to come up with a third one here. Rage Against the Machine.
Well, you've made a fan out of this guy. That's for sure. I told you, you gotta jump on board here. What I've been telling you guys.
Right.
Your favorite sports teams?
Well, I've started to become a Panthers fan. I've lived here long enough. I think I could call myself a local Panthers fan for football. Hockey, I don't know if I have a favorite team, but I always liked the Rangers just because I grew up in that area and went to some Wales games growing up because that was like kind of the feeder team.
Mhm.
And then other than that, I'd say lacrosse. I really like watching just UNC play. I always thought they were good. And then I'm a huge esports fan. Like I watch a lot of gaming as much as I do like stick and ball sports. So I'm actually part of XSET Gaming. So I'm always pulling for our XSET players.
Well, the Bills are actually the Panthers of the North. So if you're looking for an AFC team, the Bills are it for you.
I can respect that.
Sauce Mafia, Bills Mafia, it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
It's true.
What does a typical off day for you look like?
An off day, honestly, just kind of that, just chilling, hanging out. If I'm with my family, that'd be great. I don't get to see them as much just because of the way things have been lately.
Right.
Or go do something with my girlfriend, or pull up a lot, host a live stream, much like you guys, and usually do a little bit of iRacing.
I've always wanted to like do the iRacing thing. I don't have like a computer though, so
Gotta
maybe
try
one
it.
day.
Gotta try it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And then my last one for you, I'm really gonna make you think on this one. What are 3 past racers, dead or alive, that you'd like to have dinner with?
This is hard.
Mm.
All right, definitely Jimmy Johnson. He'd be first.
He'd be one of mine. 7-time, absolutely.
Yep. Jimmy Johnson. Tony Stewart.
Okay.
All right. So you know what? I think that really wraps up like having you on here. It was honestly a pleasure of having you on here. So thank you so much. If I want to answer one quick question, like, there are some expectations you do have on your rookie season. It's like there are some, I'm guessing it's been nerve-wracking, right? It definitely, is it been nerve-wracking, or it's like you are pretty like cool calmed when it like comes to it?
I feel like not having practice or qualifying it's definitely made it harder, but at the same time, you don't really know what you're getting into to the point where you just got to go send it. So it's almost better in a way. You kind of go into it without an expectation, I guess. And just like I said, you go out there and take it race by race, what I've been trying to do. So it's been a challenge, but we've definitely had a rough start to the year. And a lot of it's just been by, unfortunate circumstances, to be honest. But hopefully our luck turns around here soon. We've been working really hard. And, I think the biggest thing we try to do is leave the racetrack every day and know we gave it our all, because at the end of the day, it's all you really can do.
Yeah,
Love that.
but I think that wraps up. Anthony, Alfredo, thank you so much. We're gonna sign off. If you are still watching us, we're probably gonna go on some Buffalo Sabres talk with the 2 trades that just gone on with the Buffalo Sabres. Are that Anthony Alfredo, everyone?
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much,
guys.
man.
Thanks,
All right.
Thanks for coming
man.
on, man.
Have a good one, man.